Let me start with something honest. Most people don't lose their potential in a single moment. They lose it slowly, habit by habit, choice by choice, year after year, until one day they wake up wondering how their life became something they never planned. And if you're watching this, maybe a part of you already knows that before this year ends, something inside you needs to change. Not later, not eventually, now, because nothing hurts more than repeating a year you were supposed to outgrow. And that's why we need to talk about the habits quietly destroying your life, the ones you don't even realize you're carrying. Stay with me, some of these may hit closer than you expect. 1. The habit of saying, "I'll start tomorrow." The softest, most dangerous lie we tell ourselves is later. Later becomes next week becomes next year, and next year becomes a life you don't recognize. Ask yourself this: if not now, when? 2. Shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You apologize for your ideas. You dim your light to avoid attention. You play small in rooms you worked hard to enter. But every time you shrink, a part of you disappears. What if the version of you've been hiding is the one you were meant to become? 3. Staying loyal to things you've outgrown. Old friendships, unhealthy relationships, jobs that suffocate your creativity. We stay because leaving feels like breaking something. But sometimes staying is what breaks you. If you weren't afraid to disappoint anyone, what would you walk away from? For being your own worst critic, you forgive others instantly, yet punish yourself endlessly. One mistake becomes your identity. One flaw becomes your story. But you were never meant to live life on trial. Imagine how different your life would feel if you spoke to yourself the way you speak to someone you love. 5. Comparing your life to everyone else's. You scroll through curated happiness and compare it to your raw reality. You forget that people post moments, not lives. And comparison steals something precious: your ability to see your own progress. What if you're not behind, just on a different timeline? 6. Avoiding your emotions. Instead of feeling them, you bury your stress. You swallow your sadness. You pretend you're fine because it's easier than breaking down. But the feelings you avoid don't disappear, they wait. When they return, they demand to be felt. 7. Trying to control everything. You plan every detail. You fear every unknown. You rehearse conversations that may never happen. But the tighter you hold on to life, the more it slips through your fingers. What if the peace you're chasing begins the moment you loosen your grip? 8. Choosing comfort over growth. Comfort feels safe, but nothing grows there. Dreams don't. Confidence doesn't. You can't become who you want to be while clinging to who you've always been. The life you want is hiding behind a discomfort you've been avoiding. 9. Pretending you don't care. Acting unbothered, acting distant, acting like nothing gets to you. But numbness is not strength, it's protection. And protection turns into isolation. What would happen if you let yourself care again? 10. Ignoring the small choices that shape your future. Staying up late, skipping habits, breaking promises you make to yourself. It all feels harmless. Until a month becomes a year and you realize your life is built on little losses. But here's the good news: you can rebuild your future one small choice at a time. You don't need to become a new person before this year ends. You just need to release the habits that are quietly holding you hostage. Because the truth is, you are not stuck. You are simply standing in a doorway, holding on to things you've already outgrown. Let this be the year you put them down. Let this be the year you choose yourself. And when 2025 ends, let it end with a version of you who finally feels free.